Well, Halloween's over. So it's Christmas now. That's how it works, right? I mean, it's now Christmas by default. Oh, I forgot that this screen says "Be right back." Yeah, whatever. Right. So today's stream isn't anything particularly special. You're going to see a counter in the bottom right with numbers on it. That's because uh, today's stream is actually a little bit of footage capturing for a Sushi Bites episode on Bleach Heat the Soul 3. So you're going to see a counter in the bottom right. When that counter goes red, that means I'm doing some recording for the episode. That's basically it. These recordings are going to come out massive size because I'm using a program called Fraps to record them, and Fraps is mean when it comes to like how much it steals from your system when you're recording. So I'm going to start with some title screen footage, even though I've already got this. So welcome, Hollow Mirage, Blank Knight, and Veda Attack. And Merry Christmas to all of you. The numbers should not appear on the captured footage. I'm pretty certain. Otherwise the stream's going to be a waste of time. So, first things first, I need to get some footage of Soul Road, because I actually don't have any footage of this mode. Well, I do, but it's nowhere near enough footage. We're going to go with some normal Soul Road. Set up a new game. I might as well get footage of the character roster while I'm here, because I mentioned the character roster in the upcoming Sushi Bites episode as well, so just a little bit of slow scrolling through the character select. You posted a twerking Santa in the Discord. Uh-oh. That's probably enough character select menu, so I'm just going to pick a character that I actually genuinely want to play as. I actually need footage of bonus character Ulquiorra, so I'm going to do that. Right, partner. There's even more partners in this game than there are playable characters. They each have different functions that they perform. I quite like having Hollow Ichigo, if I can find him. Yeah, here we go. Because his special power is that he can fire a black beam and attack the enemy for you. Don Kanonji's power is useless. Let's select him anyway. So in this mode, you have a map screen with places where you need to go. Those places, you get asked questions by your team mate, and you can deposit points, I guess. I never really understood this mode. I'm playing with a full save file I downloaded off the internet, because I'm not stupid. Oh. Special event. Whatever that means. Welcome, Sushi! Even though I'm capturing footage for Sushi Bites, I can play this. Because that won't actually be on the recording, because the recording is computer side. Wow, Ulquiorra is pretty strong in this game. Cheating is called not stupid. Well, it takes so long to unlock everything in this game otherwise, and I want to grab footage for Sushi Bites, right? So it's really not too ridiculous to want that, to use a save file. I say as much in the Sushi Bites episode. I say, you know, download a save file. Some of this stuff takes like a year to unlock. Are you going to watch Minami Momochi's upcoming birthday stream on Wednesday? I am working Wednesday. What time of day would that be on Wednesday? I would love to watch Minami Momochi streaming. This is where you deposit the points you've earned, but everybody's already at maximum points. This mode is fucking awful, by the way. No, I don't want to save. Maybe try not to kill the enemy so quickly this time as Ulquiorra, and then I'll have some decent footage for when I'm mentioning him. He is overpowered. Or we could have footage of him getting his ass kicked. I mean, that's good too. The strong characters are usually the slowest in this game. It'll be on YouTube, yeah, and probably during the day, as it usually is for these things. Because if she's going to end up streaming and I'm at work, then I'm going to miss it. I don't particularly want to miss a Minami Momochi stream. Not if I can absolutely help it. But it'll probably happen. I mean, I can't ask Minami Momochi, you know, please don't stream while I'm at work. Well, then I can't really answer the question, are you going to watch the upcoming Minami Momochi stream? Because how will I know if I can? I was kind of hoping I'd get footage of somebody asking me a question. I'm gonna have to keep playing Soul Road. Well, if she didn't add subtitles, you can always attempt to translate the automatic captions. Better than nothing. And then partner select. No, wrong button. That works. Ah, here we go. An opportunity to get asked a question, because I've picked characters that actually get to communicate with each other. This I needed footage of. Oh, I don't know. Your eyes look beautiful, Mr. Ichigo-san. Excellent. I got footage of the getting asked a question. That was the other thing I needed. So I've got that. What else do I need footage of? An entire playthrough of Karakura Heroes Mark. Volume seems low, is that? No. Okay, I'll have to fix that. No, just the natural volume level of PPSSPP is really quiet. Okay. So I can't do anything about that. Except 5 PM Japan time. Right, okay. That's... Fuck, I don't know. I don't fucking know! Get some footage of Karakura Heroes Mark. I don't need a lot of footage of this mode. Actually, thinking about it, I just need a little bit. I had an entire playthrough of this mode before, but I didn't have VSync enabled, and it looked really choppy and ugly. And that footage has been lost to the annals of time anyway. Alright. There will be an event at 5. It is 2 in the morning in Japan. Right. Bad Spirit! This mode's great. It's got its own cutscenes. You're basically playing along with a ridiculous guy who believes himself to be a spirit medium. You're just going along with his every whim.
Can you survive? Ready? Fight!
Can I survive? That's a very good question. How did he miss most of those? I mean, come on. Right, I've got Don Kanoji's fireballs, which aren't very strong. They're on my R button. They're part of my partner support.
Ready, fight.
My partner support goes up every time I perform an action, like I land an attack, or I do a special skill. Once I've used one of the Kanoji orbs, I have to recharge it. What I'm trying to do is kick this guy's ass.
No escape. Ready, fight.
Come on, Renji. It's time to die. But he's pretty good at blocking attacks.
Winner. そんなんで勝てると思ったのか。
まあ、サボってたのがバレたわけだし、戦いに負けちまったから、俺は変な。
5 p.m. in Japan should be 8 a.m. in the UK.
ただな、頼むから俺のことをカラクラクリムゾンレッドとかわけわかんねえ名前で呼ぶの。
That's basically when I'm starting on Wednesday morning.
Neo! 彼はバッドスピリッツに侵されている。だってほら。メガネクイッとかするし。なんですか。いきなりやってきて失礼な。
まさか。
あいつと戦えってのか。さあ、やっておしまい。
Wow, that was a bit of interesting slowdown there. Yeah, I got a really fun week. Monday's 8:30 till 6. Wednesday's 8:30 till 6. Thursday's like 8 till 6.
Can you survive? Ready, fight.
I assume that the reason I'm on such early starts is because I'm covering for someone who must be on holiday.
Don't give up. Ready, fight.
Why would that be lucky? Why would that be lucky?
No escape. Ready, fight.
Just let me land an attack. Thank you.
Winner.
If you want to see the chat messages in English, you just load the YouTube chat page up with Google Translate turned on. Surprisingly accurate.
貴様ら、私はちょっと夜市様に会いに。
But that's not Yoruichi-sama, that's just a random cat.
それは地方院夜市の変化ではないぞ。
えい、お前らもう許さんぞ。なんでことがややこしくなるんだ。
我らの熱き魂で可憐な淑女に愛の手を。
1980s vaporwave, but I can see how the petals might be considered Christmassy.
カラクラクリムゾンレッドゴー。気持ちはわかりますけど。
I thought, you know, spruce up what's going to be a relatively sort of bland stream of footage capturing by having a Christmas thumbnail and opening song. Seeing as Halloween is over, it is basically Christmas now. Oh. Karakura Heroes is not an easy mode.
Ready, fight.
Oh shit. OP.
これ以上恥をさらさぬよう私
気持ちはわかります。
可愛らしい Can you survive? Ready? Fight!
Christmas in November. Well, Halloween's over. Welcome, Keshi. What was I gonna say to you, Keshi? Oh yeah, that's right. I had my first Bai experience. It's so incredibly easy to spend on Bai, isn't it? It's so incredibly easy.
Don't give up. Ready? Fight!
I can't wait until I can get it shipped. Ooh! Your package arrived! Awesome! After you had to deal with all that custom shit. I'm happy for you. Yeah. That's why I've done one small purchase. And I'm gonna see what the shipping is like when it ends up in their warehouse. And then from there I will decide if Bai is a good way to get the music CDs that I can't get elsewhere. That's Zangetsu. Zangetsu isn't a bad spirit. Goods that are under 2 kg. I think, what, three albums and 2 singles, that's going to be under 2 kg. Don't do what I did and buy big bundles. Yeah. That doesn't seem like a good move. Big bundles. Karakura Purpuru! Oh, Karakura Black. Ho ho ho, Escape Route Christmas. Welcome, Killer.
Can you survive? Ready? Fight!
Right, remind myself of Soi Fong's moves. She's actually got a pretty good special, but I don't know if I can use it in Karakura Heroes mode. Yes, I can. Okay. Right, so Suzumubachi, if I can land it twice, it's an instant knockout. Just like in the series. Yeah. It's an instant knockout. I said instant knockout. I said... Well, how come this worked in ad hoc? Huh? How come this worked in ad hoc multiplayer? But it doesn't work here. Knockout! Weird, okay. So I picked a character whose special move is nerfed in Heroes mode. Okay, cool. No, not Fong. Soi Fong. You know what I'm talking about if you've watched Bleach. Go watch Bleach. It's really good. Yo, Kai, welcome. Wait, how is it Christmas? Because it's not Halloween anymore. Yeah. Once Halloween's gone, the next holiday is Christmas. So it's Christmas now. Keep up. Keep up. It's Christmas now. Yeah, but Christmas Day hasn't started. Right, okay. Fong, F-O-N-G, basically. Not soy bomb in a thong. Not soy thong. Let me I didn't even crush first. Oh man, didn't even crush first. Maybe I should be less positive. Maybe I should re-record the voiceover for Sushi Bites and say, actually, upon close inspection, Heat the Soul 3 is shit. I'm not changing the script now it's written. Oh, it's still active! It's still active! No! No, no, no. You are not going hollow on my ass. Because he's in Bankai now, it won't work. Ugh! No. What's that? Time travel? I made sushi picture soy bomb in a thong. I have succeeded.
ブラザー&シスター、お礼に君たちをレッドアウトに招待しようではないか。
So this is the bonus FMV for beating Karakura Heroes Mark. I am drinking Festive Clementine Diet Coke. Close killer. It is orange flavoured. We have an orange Coke in the UK again. Woo! Sugar-free, which I am disappointed with. But we have an orange Coke now. Oh, thanks. I hope that, you know, cheers. It's alright, I can use the footage. I just have to get rid of the yellow text. Yo, Johnny. Because the footage won't have any sound, I can get away with using the footage. Substitute Shinigami! Yeah! Oh, is my sword really big? I don't like the dark orange Fanta. I bought one bottle of it. That was enough.
Give up. Ready? Fight. No escape. Ready? Fight.
Ah, mission failed. Give it another try. Yeah. Only need a few missions worth of footage. I'm gonna get away with using the least amount of footage necessary. Because this is another one of those Bleach episodes I've had the script for a couple of years. And the sooner I get it done, that's it.
No escape. Ready? Fight.
Okay, I'll bite, Johnny. How is Planes, Trains, and Automobiles a Christmas movie? There we go. That's, has that stopped? Oh, there we go. Weird. I wonder what that hang was about. Oh! Interesting. Have I really run out of hard drive space to record? Yes. Okay. Let me just double check that. No. 657 gigabytes of space remaining? What the flying fuck? Did Fraps crash? I'm gonna have to reload Fraps. This is what happens when you're using a version of Fraps that's about 10 versions out of date. It's remembered my recordings. Full size at... Fraps vid temp. Those video files are corrupt. From where? Why am I using that version of Fraps? Because Fraps cost money. It's alright, I try to get the whole of this one recorded. Keep up. Why would I be using an old version of a piece of software that costs money? Do you want me to spell it out to you? Because I can. Let's see if someone else in the chat can spell it out.
Can you survive? Ready? Fight!
It's such an old version of Fraps. It's from more than 3 years in the past. Therefore, it's it falls under the statute of limitations for me to use it. I don't have the money to buy modern Fraps, and why would I? Most of the time, I would record using XSplit, right? But I can't stream my recording session and record at the same time. So that's how I'm having to do it. Ugh. Now, how do I do Getsuga Tensho? Ah! Getsuga, there we go. You have to do the, you have to win the battle with Getsuga Tensho. It's a Thanksgiving movie, right, okay. I've never really understood Thanksgiving as a holiday, because we don't really have it here in the UK. I mean, I have nothing to give thanks for. Right, okay. Is it locking in frame rate? It is. Okay, that's interesting. Well, hopefully the video doesn't look too bad. We don't get Thanksgiving, but we do get Black Friday, which comes after Thanksgiving. Yes. I was going to get a Blu-ray player this year, one with without a region lock on it, but I probably won't now. I did mismanage my money earlier in the year. It's an excuse to cook a lot of food and eat. Well, you'll find that even in cultures where they don't really have religion or like a holy book to follow, you'll still find the idea of the group meal permeates all cultures. That's what I'm trying to say.
Can you survive? Ready?
Yoruichi-sama, why are you wearing that hot dress? Meow. There we go. Well, we've already had the message in the staff room at work for Secret Santa. So, I mean, it's Christmas already, right? Oh god. Right, my soul is damaged now. Ah! Fuck. Alright. Charge my soul back up. And then I'm gonna get you with this one. Yeah. Nice. Oh. So a small trip? That's cool. It was just gonna be me and my family for Christmas, but now it looks like my brother and his wife will be around.
Can you survive? Ready? Fight!
I don't actually remember this arena. And I've played Bleach Heat the Soul 3 a lot. Do you do game sales or also video game repair? You mean, do I sell video games or repair stuff for people? No. Typically not. No, I don't. I've done the occasional, like, soft mod or OS install for somebody, but that's about it. I certainly wouldn't sell video games to people unless I was absolutely okay with getting rid of them, i.e. I had like 2 or 3 duplicates of the game, perhaps. But no, typically all the things that I do are for me, myself only. So, video game console repair, just my own consoles. Video game sales, just what I buy for myself, if you know what I mean.
Can you survive? Ready? Fight!
It's Aizen! aka Austin Powers.
行くぞ気をつけろよ
Oh shit! He's used his Shikai on me now. I'll always be under the effect of it.
行くぞ気をつけろよ加減できぬぞ
潰さないようにアリを踏むのは難しい
Down give up ready fight
How about if we did some editing today? Would people be interested in that?
行くぞ
無駄だ
行くぞ気をつけろよ 行くぞ行くぞ Breakout Winner
So how much more footage do I need? Museum mode, card shop, that sort of thing.
やる気のようじゃ
Yeah, I need museum mode, I need cards. Yeah, there's not really much point in me showing the item shop when there's nothing in it to buy. Card mode. Card password unnecessary because I have everything. Scroll through some cards. Only need a little bit of footage of this. So I don't mention the card menu for long. About 20 seconds, if that. And I'm always cutting down my audio clips. Because I'm like, I actually can't be bothered to talk about that thing. So I just cut it. That should be more than enough cards. Right, okay. That's enough footage. These are all the video clips from story mode. There's the video clips from Karakura Mac. So I don't need any footage of anything from the movie menu. So what's left? Got Ulquiorra gameplay, I've got... Yeah, no, that's everything I need. Okay. Then we'll do some editing right now. That'll be fun, won't it? So first I need to make sure these Fraps recordings are safe. Yep. Next I need to drag them all into Premiere. I'm going to create a new bin specifically for these. Fraps recordings eat up a huge amount of processing power to conform for. Actually, they don't need any conforming because they're raw, aren't they? Oh, win-win. Okay. Make sure that anything unnecessary is closed. Yep. Okay, cool. Merry Christmas. Welcome, Matzo. So, what we'll actually do is just jump straight into this. I bet you'll... Normally I wouldn't record using Fraps, but as I've stated since the start of today's stream, it's necessary in order to do my recordings while I'm streaming at the same time. Fraps is the only solution to that, so... We've got a work-in-progress Sushi Bites episode here, actually. Ooh. Got our intro. I have no idea how to operate OBS. Our introduction here. In 3 separate parts, we've got the O, random access. We've got the Sushi Bites intro, which is pre-rendered, and then the intro screen. Yes, the original song is, wait, which tune? Which tune are you talking about? The Sushi Bites intro or this one? You talking about this one? Well, it's definitely more trustworthy than Fraps will probably be for recording. The latter one. If you mean the latter one, this is the latter one. If you mean the former one... I mean, I didn't make that song. I made the remix, but I didn't make the song. The song is Futari no Seaside by Tommy February 6. It's the Deafening Counterbalance remix by the only Maze Cromwell. The one with the ladder in it. That would be this one. This tune I made from a small sample of a song, and then added the drum and repeated it over and over. Again, it's not completely my original composition.
Watch your step.
Ah, Bleach. One of my guilty pleasures. Well, there's no such thing as a guilty pleasure. Still not sure about the volume level for... Voice level is fine. We'll adjust -3 decibels to that. Ah, Bleach. One of my guilty pleasures. Yeah, that works. Right. So, what I've been doing for Bleach Heat the Soul 3 is where I haven't had footage, I'm just putting in text for the things I needed. Ulquiorra gameplay. Let's mute me. I said let's... It's huge... Alright, okay. Ulquiorra gameplay, Soul Road gameplay, Mission Battle gameplay, Gallery cards, and then Character Heroes Mark, and then other footage. So... Ulquiorra gameplay. Let's go. Right. This is the stuff that we recorded today. It's tricky finding the right chunk of footage to use. That's right, I was going to fight properly in this battle, wasn't I? So I want to see some actual comboing going on. That looks kind of alright. Don't want the Hollow Ichigo special power coming up. But, okay. That works. There is such a thing as a guilty pleasure. Yeah, okay. Valid point. How does my captured footage today compare visually with this captured footage? It's noticeably more jaggy, but only if you're really paying attention to it, so it's fine. Right. Soul Road gameplay. Mission Battle gameplay. Galarian cards. Now, I do have to listen to myself for these. So, you are going to get some spoilers for the Sushi Bites episode, so... Fun times! You like getting spoiled. And it has you pick a character of choice and a support buddy. Right. Character of choice and support buddy. Mute your desktop audio. What desktop audio? I'm okay with people getting slight spoilers for this Sushi Bites episode as I'm editing, because you're going to need to see how the editing process works to get an idea of how the magic happens. And it has you pick a character of choice and a support buddy. The buddy character talks to you at certain points. The buddy character talks to you at seemingly random intervals, and you answer their questions. Yeah, well, this script was based on a few years ago forgetting how this game mode worked, so it's not going to be entirely accurate. But oh well. Answer correctly and you earn loads of trust points, which can be traded in to unlock new stuff, like more characters, outfits, or support buddies. The support feature is a good idea when implemented. Cut to where I'm being asked the question. Then we want a clip of me using the support feature. For the voiceover, do you put on a more radio voice or try to change it a bit? The main thing I do with my voiceovers is I got a list of features here that probably aren't very visible. I'll tell you what they are. I've got Dynamics. What Dynamics does is it compresses the audio so that the high peaks are reduced and the low peaks are raised. That gives my voice more of a canned radio sound. Then I apply a vocal enhancer, which basically comes in two forms, male or female. It doesn't really matter what you set it to. Basically, it just brings out the fullness in the voiceover. And then when it's a particularly bad recording, I go ahead and boost the treble as well, just to get the voice to stand out. That's basically the filters that I applied to my voice in Premiere. I don't really try to put on a voice when I'm recording. I probably should, but I don't. A lot of the times I just want the script recorded so the video can be edited and the video can be done. So I don't really have much thought as I'm speaking other than I just want to get this over with, which is absolutely the attitude that is the reason why very rarely fucking Sushi Bites episodes get done. Right, so I need an example of me using special powers in battle. Here we go. I deliberately used all three at once because I knew I would need it in the editing. The support feature is a good idea when implemented in battle, as your partner character can be used to incapacitate your opponent or to incapacitate your opponent. There was an example of that in Karakura Heroes. No, was it Karakura? Where did I use Don Kanoji to stun someone? Soi Fong, wasn't it? Yeah, I chucked Kanonji's fireball at her to knock her up in the air. All this video editing stuff is way over my head, but very cool. Thank you. If or whenever I want to do anything in front of the microphone, I don't know why, but my mum says I sound a little American. That's probably because a lot of the voices you hear in voiceover on films, TV, are American voices. So in your head, you're making the connection. Voiceovers sound American, so therefore you automatically channel that in your voiceover. It's probably a subconscious recognition of how the majority of voiceovers you hear sound American, if you get where I'm coming from. And it has you pick a character of choice and a support buddy. The buddy character talks to you at seemingly random intervals, and you answer their questions. Answer correctly and you earn loads of trust points, which can be traded in to unlock new stuff, like more characters, outfits, or support buddies. The support feature is a good idea when implemented in battle, as your partner character can be used to incapacitate your opponent or temporarily recover your health or spirit powers. It's one of the genuine improvements in Heat the Soul 3 that makes the fighting flow even better than before. Next... Right, clearing it out. Delete and drag down. I do miss the original movie trailer voice guy. In a world John St. John, the voice of Duke Nukem, did a lot of those Inner World trailers. Next mode I'd like to talk about is Mission Battle. Oh, you'd like to talk about it, would you? Oh, you'd like to talk about it? What makes you think you're allowed to talk about it? Okay, Next mode I'd like to talk about is Mission Battle, in which various moments from the show are fought out in the... Right. Long black pauses in games, loading screens. 9 times out of 10, I will shorten, because I'm weird like that. The mode I'd like to talk about is Mission Battle, in which various moments from the show are fought out in the palms of your hands. It's this game's story mode. While the missions start as far back as training with Urahara to... Right, okay. We can't use the clip with the try frame skip. So we're going to have to do a fade in. Something like... in which various moments from the show are fought out in the palms of your hands. It's this game's story mode. While the missions start as far back as training with Urahara to recover Ichigo Shinigami powers, it goes on about as far as the end of the rescue arc, providing the last... It goes on seems about like as a far lot as of the end of the rescue talking and not a lot of seeing something.
While the missions start as far back as training with Urahara to recover Ichigo Shinigami powers,
we just need to show some gameplay here.
it goes on about as far as the end of the rescue arc, providing the largest story mode so far. Of course, it's still only up to the rescue arc. If you were looking for anything to do with the Arrancar invasion, you're shit out of luck. Each stage in mission... You're shit out of luck.
You're shit out of luck. Motherfucker, you fucked. You're shit out of luck. I'm gonna hit you with the back of my truck. How many frames are we on that menu? That should be alright. I have a Cydia tweak to make resolutions in video better, but it contains banner ads. Susan won't like that you said that, ERB. My shit has no more luck inside of it. Your shit is out of luck. I see. Oh, blank. Don't change. Don't ever change. Right, okay, so... starts with a...
stage in Mission Battle starts with a text brief.
Right. Starts with the text
briefing, and then an in-game cutscene.
Then an in-game cutscene.
And then an in-game cutscene followed by a battle. Once the battle is over, you get a full motion video scene.
After, in an in-game
cutscene
followed by a battle.
Once the battle is over, you get a full motion. The battle is over.
The battle is over. Oh, you got a question. In film, do you prefer practical or CGI or a mixture of both? Predominantly practical. My eyes can tell when something isn't real. No matter how good a job you do on the CGI, my eyes can tell when something isn't real. I'm a practical effects guy. Even though it looks bad now, some of my favourite practical effects in film are like the face peeling camera. Some of my favourite effects in film are like the face peeling away in Poltergeist. You know, stuff like that I put way higher on the list of special effects than some really fancy, really good-looking Terminator robot. To me, is just going to look like a chunk of textures just flashing. But a practical effect will go a long way. I'm definitely a practical effect kind of guy. Definitely prefer my special effects practical. My argument for CGI is, can you not afford to or realistically do this effect any other way? At all. If you can't do it, then fair enough, CGI. But if you can, do it practical.
Battle is over, you get a full motion video scene stripped straight from the show.
Does sound like I'm saying strict straight from the show, not stripped.
Each battle has a special win condition. Stripped straight from the show.
I'm gonna have like the whole Getsuga Tensho thing going on here, because it just looks nicer.
Over, you get a full motion video scene stripped straight from the show.
I'm gonna do a little something I call black video. Boing. Right. I'm actually gonna run that through with a bit of sound underneath.
Each battle has a special win condition.
Like that. Same, I don't mind if the CGI enhances it, but not too much. John Wick CGI dog poo. Welcome, Gary. I can understand, say, having to de-age actors or something like that requiring CGI, sure. But there's also a lot that you can do with the makeup first. I will always be a practical effects kind of guy over CGI. Always. I know what looks good, and practical looks good.
Each battle has a special win condition.
I'm going to get rid of that little bit of voiceover there.
For example, Mission 2 will only end...
Mission 2 will only end if you finish with the Getsuga Tensho technique. Which is why I played Mission 2.
Each battle has a special win condition.
Why did that sound glitchy?
Each battle has a special win condition. For example, Mission 2 will only end when you inflict a final blow with the Getsuga Tensho technique. Mission battle gets increasingly more difficult, and before long you'll be shedding hair trying to understand the win criteria.
Blah, 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 blah. I do repeat this a lot in the video. I could probably cut a few instances of this out.
My recommendation is to grab a guide that spells it out for you. There are plenty online if you know where to look. While the gallery and
a CGI cat. The only reason for a CGI cat is if you can't afford a cat. Which I could totally understand if you can't afford a cat. But I mean, come on. Can you not afford a cat? Guess I'll just use footage from the first fight again. It would be pretty obvious to someone who's played the game that that's what I'm doing, but fuck it, self-destruct.
When you inflict a final blow with the Getsuga Tensho technique. Mission battle gets increasingly more difficult, and before long you'll be shedding hair trying to understand the win criteria. My recommendation is to grab a guide that spells it out for you. There are plenty online if you know where to look. While the gallery and card...
Right, while the gallery and cards, blah, 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 blah. So when I show the shop menu...
return...
Cut a little bit of that silence off there.
While the gallery and cards return, they can now be purchased at the item shop.
Can now be purchased at the item shop. So this is my footage of the item shop. Okay, I'm going to show myself up as an idiot. What's a squib? Knowing full well I studied media at college, tell me what a squib is, because I've forgotten. It's not going to be immediately noticeable to someone if I've slowed this clip down.
While the gallery and cards return, they can now be purchased at the item shop. Instead of having to unlock things through collecting
cards, you can now purchase them outright. Here's the cards. That I recorded. Ha.
Instead of having to unlock things through collecting cards, you can just buy the things
blood
you want
packs,
outright
yeah.
with the points you earn. The caveat is that Block-On is now gone. I will miss that zany mode. I really... you earn. The caveat is that Block-On is now gone.
Block-On... I don't need to mention that Block-On is gone.
Outright with the points you earn.
I don't need to mention Block-On is gone.
So yeah, besides the...
Right, so yeah... It's where I mention... Got some gameplay to use here, because I didn't have any. Forgetting how hard it is to shepherd a cat. Well, if you recorded a cat against a green screen, then you're partway there, right? Or you could just download a bunch of footage like the director of The Incredible Bulk. Just use a bunch of pre-existing assets like the Bulk guy.
So yeah, besides the other modes like versus CPU, training, there isn't really all that much to this game that isn't in the others. Well, there is one pretty neat secret, and that's the previously aforementioned
Karakura Heroes Muck. Oh boy! Karakura Heroes Muck time.
Karakura Heroes Muck. This is a story-driven bonus.
This is a story-driven bonus mode. It sure is. Fast and Furious theme park ride. The whole ride is fully CG with live actors over it. Oh wow, that sounds amazingly bad. Right, so do I mention the animated cutscenes first?
Muck. This is a story-driven bonus mode with its own unique plot and animated cutscenes.
The animated cutscene with its own unique plot and animated cutscenes. You know what? Yeah, I will use cutscene footage for this. I do love that particular clip so much.
This is a story-driven bonus mode with its own unique plot and animated cutscenes. It tells an enjoyable what-if story about how Don Kanonji...
Let's get some footage of Don Kanonji. One of the best characters in Bleach. This guy, like, literally is useful. In the grand scheme of things, he actually distracts Aizen in the final parts of the Arrancar storyline. Like, he actually distracts him long enough for Ichigo to get there.
Spirit Medium Extraordinaire recruits death gods to help with this television show. This mode is a nice treat for...
Wait, I want footage from the end of this mode. Yeah.
This mode is a nice treat for series fans and thoroughly entertaining. You can...
Right, I can use my black video trick again to get enough, this bin, to get enough footage to run that clip to its end. Right, let's drag all these down onto the correct layer.
You can get through this game and unlock...
Blah, blah, blah.
We're all
Blah.
friends here. I'm not going to make any assumptions. This is
That's
definitely
straight.
the entry to start at.
I just needed more, like, fight footage here, so... Yeah, versus Kira. Kira Izuru. Who's playable for, like, the first time in a Bleach game at this point. How far do I need footage for?
Thoughts. We're all friends here. I'm not going to make any assumptions.
Damn straight I'm not.
This is definitely the entry to start at if you're looking to see what Bleach Heat the Soul is all about. This is before the game was inundated with different soul types, tag combos, and character transformations, and therefore a wonderful place for players new to the series to start. I can recommend any of these Heat the Soul games to PS...
For this bit, I'm going to be holding the boxes for 1, 2, and 3 up on camera. So you're going to see the 3 boxes of the games up. So I don't need gameplay footage here.
P collectors without a moment's hesitation, and also to Bleach series fans.
Right, so from here...
Owning any of the first 3 Heat the Soul games is...
Just want a little bit more footage of some killing. Did I only do... No, I did 2 fights with Ulquiorra. Yeah, you beat up Yachiru. Slice her up. Any particular Christmas movie that's a must-watch for you? Jingle All the Way.
It's easy considering their low price on the second-hand import. Also to Bleach series fans. Owning any of the first 3 Heat the Soul games is easy considering their low price on the second-hand import market and the sheer number of copies out there. If you're collecting PSP games, it's a no-brainer. Get the Bleach games.
It makes sense to end on perfect victory here. So
Only
do like a fade out on, or what I do typically is I have a bit of black video that I just tend to drag over the end, and I do a quick dissolve, and then nice. Okay, so basically the only footage I need is me holding the 3 games. They are under a fuck ton of junk, so I can't exactly get that footage now. I suppose what I could do is play this episode back, so everybody watching right now gets to see a work in progress Sushi Bites episode pretty much from start to finish. Should have a full screen option, yes. And now that works. Okay. Ooh. I get lots of problems with Premiere. Sound might cut out, but it will work fine when the video's rendered.
Watch your step.
Ah, Bleach. One of my guilty pleasures. Well, there's nothing guilty about liking Bleach. Yeah, I said it. Bleach was huge when I was a teenager. Around 15. That's when Bleach was booming. There was nothing but praise for this monumental piece of Japanese fiction. A powerhouse that continues to rack up insane amounts of viewers worldwide. Around this time, Bleach Heat the Soul 2 came along. This is where I was introduced to the game series, because this was the first Heat the Soul game, or Bleach game, that I had played. Bleach Heat the Soul 2 got me really invested in Bleach even more. I was watching the show religiously. I even listened to the soundtracks and character CDs on loop. I got caught up in reading all the fan theories on the internet, most of which turned out to be garbage. And this game, Heat the Soul 2, was slap bang in the middle of the whole experience. If I could revisit a year, it would be 2005. What a time to be a goddamn teenager.
Never seen Bleach. What would you say the appeal of it is? It's a very difficult question to answer. Bleach is what falls under the genre known as shonen. Shonen is anime and manga specifically directed towards teenage boys. It's action, it's violence, it's fighting, and I guess I've often heard Bleach described as Dragon Ball Z with swords. And to a certain extent, I can see where people are coming from when they say that. Bleach definitely is Dragon Ball Z with swords. Of course, with Dragon Ball Z being amazing, there's not necessarily a negative there. You know, Dragon Ball Z with swords sounds absolutely fucking amazing, and it is. But there's more to it than that. It's not just, whoa, there's this person who's strong, so I have to get stronger. There definitely is that in Bleach, but there's also, at the risk of making it sound boring, there's also like a political aspect to Bleach. The politics of the afterlife. It's sort of like an isekai in that there are three worlds, essentially. There's the world of the living, there is the world of the dead, that's sort of like the good world of the dead, and then there's the world of the dead that's like the bad world of the dead. And there's sort of like the politics of how these three worlds are intertwined is also part of Bleach. I'm really not doing a good job of selling it. Dragon Ball Z with swords. Dragon Ball Z with swords.
Heat the Soul 2 story mode is more involved this time, with more playable characters. Playing as the main character Ichigo Kurosaki, or one of his many ridiculous friends, has you battling against the various Soul Reapers who stand in his way on their quest to rescue the weak and useless, feeble, pathetic waifu Rukia Kuchiki. Meanwhile, picking a big bad such as Byakuya or Gin has you attempting to stop Ichigo and his friends from succeeding. While this mode has definitely been elaborated on, the caveat is that it no longer contains the brilliant what-if scenarios from the first game. Heat the Soul 2 is clearly built off the first game and reuses a lot of assets. Not a surprise considering this game came out merely 6 months after the first. At least in these 6 months they managed to upgrade the roster so there are now 12 characters in total rather than 6. From the original game we have Ichigo, Rukia, Orihime, Uryu, Chad and Renji. The new characters are Byakuya, Gin, Kisuke, Toshiro, and a hidden unlockable character, Yoruichi. Well, there is one other unlockable character, but it's just the basic version of Ichigo that appeared in the first game. This is what we in the industry call a wasted slot. The game's most awful addition, without a doubt, is Gotai 13 mode. This takes upwards of 910 battles to complete, and is a massive, unappreciative time sink. Luckily, there are passwords you can input to unlock everything. Or you could just download a save file. I certainly won't begrudge you for doing this. It's an unloving waste of effort. In fact, I'd probably judge you if you took the time and effort to do it properly. Oh, look at this guy wasting all his time on Gotai 13 mode. Oh, look at him. Yeah, if I'd known about cheat codes back then, I wouldn't have done it all myself, which I did. The unlockable cards continue to be a thing. It now takes 200 cards to unlock Block-On, but with a new stage selection in that mode, the time spent on getting cards is, dare I admit it, justified. Unfortunately, it's still mostly the same guff, the same unlocks, the same art gallery, same sound test and same crap we had in the first game. In one sense, Heat the Soul 2 should have been the first game released, as the content we have here merely patches a few holes in the first game. But then again, if you were a fan of the show, you'd have lapped this all up, no hesitation, like I did. As with the first game, the main obstruction is the story mode. If you've watched the show, you have a rough idea what's happening in the story, so it won't really be an issue. Besides that, a little menu memorization and you're golden, as yet again a large chunk of the game's menus are already in English. Despite how easy it is to pick up and play, I think, again, this is a game for the serious series fans only. All I need to say to fans of the series is, Yoruichi makes her playable debut, and she's overpowered. Just like in Bleach GC. That's reason enough to play, right? It's a mostly disappointing retread of the first, but if you were looking for a good polished entry to jump in and try, this is better than starting off at the beginning, but the third entry in this series is even better, and the perfect jumping in point for new players. With almost a whole year between the last...
Right, what we're missing here is background music. So I need to do that. I actually have the main menu music from this game. No, that's the main menu music from Bleach Heat the Soul 2. It's the main menu music from Bleach Heat the Soul 3. Okay. Boo, boo, and drag it down to the right level.
Last entry and this one, the amount of new content,
Right, new players.
with almost a whole year between the last entry and this one, the amount of new content is astounding. Heat the Soul 3 has a combined 34 playable characters, a batch of new
That's it, a combined 34 playable characters, and I was going to...
Heat the Soul 3
has a combined 34 playable characters. This is why I spent some time scrolling through the character select. Speed, duration, 200% speed. I am speed! 300% speed.
has a
Okay, thanks for glitching with the audio.
has a combined 34 playable characters, a batch of new arenas, a batch of
Right, a batch of new arenas. We got that fight within Ryujin Jaka that I can use. Right, Premiere is starting to misbehave now, which is always a good sign. Hope it's not computer reset time just yet.
has a combined 34 playable
It's because I've done
characters,
speed duration.
a batch of new arenas, and a slew of new modes, including
Including Soul Road.
Soul 3 has a combined 34 playable characters, a batch of new arenas, and a slew of new modes, including Soul Road and the fan-pleasing Karakura Heroes Mark. Overall, this selection of playable characters is staggering. Everyone from the first two games returns, plus a whole bunch more. All of the captains are playable, and a gaggle of their lieutenants enter the fray too. There are some far-out inclusions, such as Nemu
When I say
Kuratsuchi
all of the
and
captains, I could thank you, Premiere. I could actually chuck some captains up there. I could actually chuck some captains up there. Got a folder where I've got these stored. Where I ripped some assets out of one of the GameCube Bleach game. I ripped out some character assets that I could use. So, captains that are playable, all of them. So I can just chuck a few in here, like Mayuri, Shunsui, Yukitake, and lieutenants. I can go... Kira Izuru's not in this one, but who have I got assets for? Momo, Toshiro was in the last game, so it doesn't count. Soifong, Lieutenant, and Ayasegawa. He's in this game, isn't he? I think I'm going to go ahead and just assume that he is, because I can't remember.
and pleasing everyone from the first two games returns, plus a whole bunch more. All of the captains are
All of the captains are playable. I'm just going to chuck some captains up here. Yukitake. Mayuri. Kurotsuchi. Right. Next, I'm going to make them sort of pop in. So it's like, hello. Position. Position. Can I hear fireworks? Are there people letting off fireworks? It's the 1st of November, not the 5th. Come on, guys.
All of the captains are playable.
Yeah. So I'm going to have them all pop in like this. I said... Thank you,
all of the
Premier.
captains are...
I have them all pop in like that. So actually, I should just be able to copy the effect.
Captains are playable.
Oh, but... by copying the effect, he's over there. Ah, right, okay. So, that's okay. It's easy fixed. 735. And then 735. Yeah, okay. And now he pops up from the bottom. Okay. It's easy fixable. So again... Mayuri is going to be over here. 1138. You can actually see him down the bottom as well. So 1138. Actually going to lower him slightly to his off screen.
All of the captains are playable. And a gaggle of them...
Right, and the gaggle... to push these guys off. It's like push, push, push. Push, push, Lady Lightning. So push. And push. So
Plus a whole bunch more. All of the captains are playable.
No. A little bit longer on these.
All of the captains are playable. And a gaggle of their lieutenants.
A little bit longer.
The captains are playable. And a gaggle of their lieutenants enter the fray too.
And a gaggle of their lieutenants. I drag them in. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Did I drag them into... Ah, I dragged them into this bin. Right, that's why I can't fucking find them. Woo! Right, okay, so... Momo will... So, we're going to have Momo be like... Oh, hey, guys. Like this.
Lieutenants enter the...
Soifong's going to do the same thing, but from the other side. So, Soifong will be like... like that.
Their lieutenants enter the fray.
Right, so... Not actually happy with how far across she is. There we go. And then Ayasegawa can be like, I'm so fabulous. Position. It's like from there.
Lieutenants enter the fray too. There are some far-out inclusions.
I guess I'll have them repeat their actions but back. So he'll be like, oh, it's we're on Soi Fong. Okay, so we'll have Soi Fong just repeat her actions. So she'll rotate back and go off screen. All we do is drag those to the end of her
There are some
existence. Do the same for alright, we've got Ayasegawa here. So when does Soi Fong start moving? Here, this frame. So we'll have Ayasegawa move back down from here. Just editing, just visual editing while you've been away. Not much happening in the chat, but that's because it's just focus on visual effects. So Momo will rotate that way and go off screen. Really getting mileage out of these graphics I ripped from the GameCube game.
This selection of playable characters is staggering. Everyone from the first two games returns, plus a whole bunch more. All of the captains are playable, and a gaggle of their lieutenants enter the fray too. There are some far-out inclusions.
Right, I need pictures of Nemu Kurotsuchi and Yachiru Kusajishi. So I need to see if the Spriters resource has me covered with any rips from any of the PSP games. Easiest way, I guess, would be search in Sheets and Games Bleach. Right. Character images. Okay. Sounds promising. There isn't actually that many options. No, Game Boy Advance, right. Okay. So I'm going to have to Google some renders. So, render Yachiru Kusajishi. No, render. There's an R on the front. Okay. An annoying thing is like, oh, I want this render. Oh, this DeviantArt user that created this render to save me time has got a watermark on it that I have to get rid of. How dare they? Or, wow, there's this great PNG render, but it's on PNG Find, so I have to go to PNG Find and click free download. Then it doesn't work because I block ads on PNG Find. So now I have to refresh the page without my ad blocker on. But it still doesn't work because I've actually got 2 ad blockers active. Oh, yeah. Don't run on this page. Free download. And now it works. Please wait while your URL is generating. Click download PNG, nothing happens. Even though I'm not blocking anything on the site. Refresh. Free download. Your URL is generating. Download PNG. Nothing happens. Ah. Ooh, an upload from Heroes Wiki that hopefully doesn't have the square background. It doesn't! Yes, right. So now we need a Nemu Kurotsuchi render. Yeah, sure, why not? It's dumb. Okay. So, Premiere. Where's the other render gone? Yachiru. Alright, so...
Conclusions, such as Nemu
Kurotsuchi. We'll do a blur-in, because I like blur-ins. Blur-ins are fun. So you go to Video Effects, Gaussian Blur. Right. Opacity, keyframe, 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 keyframe. Now let's go back. Blurriness, opacity.
Nemu Kurotsuchi
Dead easy.
and Yachiru
It's a shame I can't set that as like a preset that I can use over and over.
Tsuchi.
And Yachiru is going to knock her out of the way. I've decided. Now, which bin did I drop her into? This one. Because of the way she's sort of like pointing on this render, I'm going to have her poke her out of the way. And position. Right, so that's a stopping, so just a little bit of residual motion. So we need Nemu's motion keyframes, which I guess we'll set one at the start of her appearance, even though it's not really necessary. Right, so Nemu's going to be like...
such as Nemu Kurotsuchi and Yachiru Kusajishi.
Yachiru can stay on screen. Nemu will disappear.
included just because they're fan favorites. Also worth noting is the...
Right, okay. Also worth noting is that what's worth noting, me? Is it the inclusion of Ulquiorra Schiffer?
favorites. Also worth noting is the appearance of Ulquiorra Schiffer.
It is! Ulquiorra Schiffer! So what I really need is a render of Ulquiorra Schiffer. There's bound to be tons of renders of this guy, because he's so popular. Bingo. I found one, and I don't see any obvious watermarks on it. Go team.
Noting is the appearance of Ulquiorra Schiffer.
Of Ulquiorra Schiffer. So he's an Arrancar. So he can come in some really garish way. Like if I've got like an invert cut or something. Yeah, I know how I'm going to do this. I'm going to have him come in on a film dissolve. But what I will also do in video effects is get a color correction. Have I got invert colors? Stylize. Image control. Adjust. Shadow. Auto levels. Color correction. There's really no, like, invert colors option. Do they not offer one because invert colors would look so bad? I think that's why. Because they know it would look awful. Color balance? What comes up as an option? Oh, I see. So what I could do is highlight green, red, and blue.
Ulquiorra Schiffer as an unlockable.
And there's got to be some sort of style effect I can do on this. It's got to be something that looks kind of rough, because he's an Arrancar and he can sort of travel between the dimensions, so... Yeah, okay, that works. Use threshold.
Ulquiorra Schiffer. Ulquiorra Schiffer as an unlockable character who was a fresh addition to the story at the time.
Guess we'll do another transition. These effects take a really long time. They're the longest time of edit. The longest time-consuming part of editing.
New players. With almost a whole year between the last entry and this one, the amount of new content is astounding. Heat the Soul 3 has a combined 30.
Let's just go straight on
astounding.
Rukia there.
Heat the Soul 3
Because otherwise the cut is
has
too
a combined
apparent.
34 playable characters. A batch of new
And the cut might be too apparent on Urahara as well.
characters. A batch of new arenas and a
Don't want the cuts to be so sudden. Search of Darkness. In Search of Darkness. What is it? What is it?
New modes, including Soul Road and the fan-pleasing Karakura Heroes Mark. Overall, this selection of playable characters is staggering. Everyone from the first two games returns, plus a whole bunch more. All of the captains are playable, and a gaggle of their lieutenants enter the fray too. There are some far-out inclusions, such as Nemu Kurotsuchi and Yachiru Kusajishi, who were probably included just because they're fan favourites. Also worth noting is the appearance of Ulquiorra Schiffer as an unlockable character, who was a fresh addition to the story at the time. This huge roster would only expand further as the series continued. With most of the game's core content being the same, it makes sense just to talk about the game's other modes, you know, outside of arcade mode survival.
Oh! Yeah, I know what you mean. It's the one with James Rolfe in it. They had a deadline for purchasing it, but at that time I didn't have any money, so I couldn't buy a copy of it. Otherwise, I was going to.
Mode, training, etc.
Yes!
This game's
I know what you mean now.
Exclusive mode is Soul Road, and it has you pick a character of choice and a support buddy. The buddy character talks to you at seemingly random intervals, and you answer their questions. Answer correctly and you earn loads of trust points, which can be traded in to unlock new stuff, like more characters, outfits, or support buddies. The support feature is a good idea when implemented in battle, as your partner character can be used to incapacitate your opponent or temporarily recover your health or spirit powers. It's one of the genuine improvements in Heat the Soul 3 that makes the fighting flow even better than before. Next mode I'd like to talk about is Mission Battle.
Yeah, it'll turn up on eBay at some point. If not on eBay, then on another bay.
Battle, in which various moments from the show are fought out in the palms of your hands. It's this game's story mode. While the missions start as far back as training with Urahara to recover Ichigo's Shinigami powers, it goes on about as far as the end of the Rescue arc, providing the largest story mode so far. Of course, it's still only up to the Rescue arc. If you were looking for anything to do with the Arrancar invasion, you're shit out of luck. Each stage in Mission Battle starts with a text briefing, and then an in-game cutscene, followed by a battle.
There's a weird graphical glitch there, and that's in the game. There's a frame where Urahara has his hand stretched out. He's like spawning in. There is a solution for when things like this happen. And it's called chuck in an extra frame of what isn't shit. I have to do this for some games. where the shit doesn't render properly, and I'm like, well, I could leave it as it appears in the game, but it looks jarring to the eyes, so I change it. I've had to edit in frames like that before. James just dropped a rental Schwarzenegger's Predator. Ooh.
Next briefing, and then an in-game cutscene, followed by a battle. Once the battle is over, you get a full-motion video scene stripped straight from the show. Each battle has a special win condition. For example, Mission 2 will only end when you inflict a final blow with the Getsuga Tensho technique. Mission battle gets increasingly more difficult, and before long you'll be shedding hair trying to understand the win criteria. My recommendation is to grab a guide that spells it out for you. There are plenty online if you know where to look. While the gallery and cards return, they can now be purchased at the item shop. Instead of having to unlock things through collecting cards, you could just buy the things you want outright with the points you earn. So yeah, besides the other modes like versus CPU, training, there isn't really all that much to this game that isn't in the others. Well, there is one pretty neat secret, and that's the previously aforementioned Karakura Heroes Mark. This is a story-driven bonus mode with its own unique plot and animated cutscenes. It tells an enjoyable what-if story about how Don Kanonji, spirit medium extraordinaire, recruits death gods to help with this television show. This mode is a nice treat for series fans and thoroughly entertaining. You can get...
Right, so I need to start winding things down now, so we do a fade out on the background music, and we bring in one last bit of music for this ending chunk. And I want to use the main menu from Bleach Heat the Soul 2, because it's a gorgeous piece of music. So we're going to use that. What I've been doing in this project is where I've been starting a piece of music, I let it go to its intro, and then... So this is where things are going to match up. So I've been doing this thing where I drop it, and then do a fade between, just to... It punctuates it a bit. I see a lot of other channels edit this way.
You can get through this game and unlock everything with a guide or a bit of trial and error, but with questions and
I want to do this for longer. I want to do this till like here, and with another clip. Source PPSSPP. Crush. There's a lot of other channels that edit this way. And then the voice comes in. Needs to be about here. Or even about here.
You can get through this game and unlock everything with a guide or a bit of trial and error, but with questions and mission criteria in Japanese, not knowing the language will really hinder your likelihood of enjoying the game. That said, sticking with it, you can get a gist of what is required for you in each story mission, especially if you've watched the show, though some missions will stump you, because you just don't have a clue what one mundane task you need to do during the fight. The questions in Soul Road will always be complete and utter guesswork. Guides are key. Also, make sure this is like blah 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 blah. I'm speaking. Fucking hell. This is a bit chunky. Maybe we can cut something out here. You can get through this game and unlock everything with a guide or a bit of trial and error, but with questions and mission criteria in Japanese, not knowing the language will really hinder your likelihood of enjoying the game. That said, right. Stick here. I'm not going to make any assumptions from somebody else. Lots of extra points to spend, or just download a save from key. Also, make sure you carry will always be complete and utter guesswork. It will really hinder your likelihood of enjoying the game. That said, sticking with it, you can get a gist of what is required for you in each story mission, especially if you've watched the show. Though some missions will stump you, because you just don't have a guesswork. Guides are key. Also, or just download a save from somebody else. Friends here, I'm not going to make any assumptions. This is definitely the end which will really hinder your likelihood of enjoying the game. That's assumptions. This is definitely the entry to start at. Right. I mean, something like... Fuck all that noise. Am I right? Guide, or a bit of trial and error. Mission criteria in Japanese, not knowing the language will really hinder your likelihood of enjoying the game. This is definitely the entry to start at if you're looking to see what Bleach Heat the Soul is all about. This is before the game was inundated with different soul types, tag combos, and character transformations, and therefore a wonderful place for players new to the series to start. I can recommend any of these Heat the Soul games to PSP collectors without a moment's hesitation, and also to Bleach series fans. Owning any of the first 3 Heat the Soul games is easy considering their low price on the second-hand import market, and the sheer number of copies out there. If you're collecting PSP games, it's a no-brainer. Get the Bleach games. They're fun to collect, and they're fun to play. This has been Sushi Bites. Thanks for watching. Overwatch 2. If Overwatch is so great, why is there no Overwatch 2? Blizzard. Hold my beer. Do I need, like... Yeah, I might as well show off the fact I own these games, right? So... yeah, I'll need to record some footage, probably with my phone, of me holding 1, 2, and 3. Because I do own all 3. Yeah, it's one of those things Jason
shit bastard leaked, wasn't it, originally?
Watch your step.
Bleach. Bleach! So one thing I wanted to change here, and that's on opacity. I don't want it to start... It's starting to fade out. I don't want it to start fading out until here. I'm going to make an opacity keyframe. I made a detergent joke in the last episode. I'm not going to make detergent jokes every time.
Bleach. One of my guilty pleasures. Well, there's nothing guilty about liking Bleach. Yeah, I said it. Bleach was huge when I was a teen.
Should I have like a bottle of bleach come up when I say liking Bleach? Alright? Killer has decided it, so it shall be so. Killer has decided it. Alright. So, bleach bottle. Tools, color, transparent. Did you specifically want Domestos? Okay. Domestos. Bottle. Transparent. Don't be a WebP. It's a WebP! It's no problem. I can load WebPs in Photoshop and then strip them of their color. Well, I could make Clorox. I could use Clorox. Clorox is easy to get assets for because of Clorox's meme value. Yeah, this works out. This Domestos bottle is easy enough to make transparent in Photoshop. Yeah, no hassle for me. Just cropping it down, and then we'll have a nice Domestos bottle asset that we can use for the Bleach episode. So, Bleach original joke. Bleach original joke. Yeah, fucking WebP. WebPNG, and it's just a pain, because nothing can open them properly. I find that the information stored in the file isn't exactly accurate either. That I have to do work to WebPNGs that I save in order to use them. I can't just drag them directly into programs. So, when I'm saying there's nothing guilty about liking Bleach...
Nothing guilty about liking Bleach. Yeah, I said it. Nothing guilty about liking...
Liking Bleach. Domestos Ultra White. What sort of garish video effect can I use here? Wedge wipe.
Bleach. Yeah,
No. Looks bad.
Bleach. Yeah.
Zigzag blocks.
Bleach. Yeah, I said it. Bleach was huge.
George Lucas it. Do a wipe. It's the only way it'll work.
Bleach. Yeah.
No, not zigzag blocks. Wipe. Wipe. Wipe.
Liking Bleach. Yeah, I said it. Bleach was huge when I said it.
On a shot. So, to there. Because the next frame is... No, it needs to be one more. Yeah. So there's no sudden ugliness.
Watch your step.
Ah, Bleach. One of my guilty pleasures. Well, there's nothing guilty about liking Bleach. Yeah, I said it. Bleach was huge when I was a teenager. Around 15. That's when Bleach was booming. There was nothing but praise for this monumental piece of Japanese fiction. A powerhouse that continues to rack up insane amounts of viewers worldwide.
Or at least it would if it wasn't cancelled. I've made myself laugh. We're doing it. Text to MP3. I understand, I've disabled my ad blocker. Fucking piece of shit. Go to hell. Right, okay.
At least it would if it wasn't cancelled, lol.
At least it would if it wasn't cancelled, lol.
I'm looking for, like, really shitty sounding voices.
At least it would if it wasn't cancelled. LOL.
Got, like, a British English.
At least it would if it wasn't cancelled, LOL.
There we go! That's the one I'm looking for. Right, so zoom in. At least it would if it wasn't cancelled, LOL. Right, audio effects, dynamics, vocal enhancer. Then a picture of the Rockley Trollface. The Rockley Trollface. Oh, right, I see. I wonder if there's a Bleach Trollface I can use. Yes, there is! Oh my god! There's a picture of Aizen with a troll face. Yes, that's the one. Alright. There's an Aizen one. So it's perfectly perfectly suited to Bleach. Oh man, this picture is great. Aizen Trollface. A Rockley show got Bleach cancelled. Specifically a Rockley show? Oh, don't make me hate Naruto even more than I already do. Fucking Naruto. Okay. Here's our gorgeous trollface Aizen. And we can do a color matte. No, wrong one. Block color. Yeah, no, color matte, that is correct. Color matte. And then drag it behind. Bing. And the cut needs to be sort of sudden for this joke to work.
Piece of Japanese fiction. A powerhouse that continues to rack up insane amounts of viewers worldwide.
At least it would if it wasn't cancelled, LOL.
Around this time,
Right, we can make this extra better by doing this. Creating 3 instances, so I can go like perfect. How's One Punch Man doing? What do you mean? I've watched 1 season of One Punch Man. I don't understand the question. And George Lucas it? George Lucas it.
a powerhouse that continues to rack up insane amounts of viewers worldwide.
At least it would if it wasn't.
Right, we got a sudden frame cut here, because of course we do. It's an easy way to fix that. Put in a block of it.
Japanese fiction. A powerhouse that continues to rack up insane amounts of viewers worldwide.
At least it would if it wasn't cancelled, LOL.
Around this time,
Looks fucking smooth, bro. We can actually do this one. This one will work better. In fact, this face is perfect. Okay. He can come in from the side. Right, push, and then because pushes are automatically from the wrong side, you want to do reverse. Oh, I have no idea. I've only seen season 1 of One Punch Man. Yo, Inuyuki Hakusho! Merry Christmas.
worldwide.
At least it would if it wasn't cancelled.
To viewers worldwide.
At least it would if it wasn't cancelled, LOL.
Around this time, Bleach Heat the Soul
Yes. I like that. I like that. What a nice, very bespoke joke.
2 came along. This is where I was
Best joke.
introduced to the game series, because this was the first Heat the Soul game, or Bleach game, that I had played. Bleach Heat the Soul 2 got me really invested in Bleach even more. I was watching the show religiously. I even listened to
It's strange, but I like to see their process. You know what? I totally understand that.
To the soundtracks and character CDs on loop. I got caught up in reading all
There's
the
no
fan
right way to
theories
do
on
this.
the internet, most of which turned out to be garbage. And this game, Heat the Soul 2, was slap bang in the middle of the whole experience. If I could revisit a year, it would be 2005. What a time to be a goddamn teenager.
Tenchi Muyo, I've got this, but this is like the OVA sequel, isn't it? Like, Tenchi Muyo Ryo Oki is not the same thing as the series, is it? So I still need to get the series. And I probably shouldn't watch this until I've got the series. Right? Comes in a very nice metal tin. It's a gorgeous collection. Steve Blum, one of the best VAs of all time. Oh, Spike from Cowboy Bebop. Going to MCM Birmingham. Isn't Monica I'm a Snake Real going there as well?
Oh, damn teenager. Heat the Soul 2 story mode is more
Thought so.
involved this time, with more playable characters. Playing as the main character Ichigo Kurosaki, or one of his many ridiculous friends, has you battling against the various Soul Reapers who stand in his way on their quest to rescue the weak and useless, feeble, pathetic waifu, Rukia Kuji.
I've been thinking of a joke for this bit. Because I'm going like, the pathetic, feeble, weak. So, what I'm thinking of doing is having the face come on earlier, and then a subtitle next to her saying, "You what, mate?"
On their quest to rescue the weak and
Weak and useless. So, she's going to be like, "You what, mate?"
useless, feeble, pathetic waifu.
So, I can probably just do like a... have her like come in from the corner and be like,
Useless, feeble, pathetic waifu.
and she'll go, "You what, mate?" And it'll be funny. So I can make a new title. You what, mate? You what, mate? Right, what font am I going to use? What do I usually use? What the fuck is the name of it? AP Japanese font. Yeah. AP Japanese font? Yeah. I love this font. Strokes, outer strokes. We can probably impersonate the color gradient that's going on here. Angle. Something like You what, mate? The Tenchi Muyo that was on TV in the 90s. Righto.
Saki, or one of his many ridiculous friends, has you battling against the various Soul Reapers who stand in his way on their quest to rescue the weak and useless, feeble, pathetic waifu, Rukia Kuchiki. Meanwhile...
You what, mate? Yeah. She is. She's weak and feeble. It's not her fault, though. It's because Tite Kubo loves to draw women in pain. I swear, like, I can't remember where, but there is an exact fucking quote somewhere where he says, the reason why I dragged out the Rukia story was because I enjoyed drawing her in pain. But I can't remember the exact quote or where it is, but I need to track it down.
Meanwhile, picking a big bad such as Byakuya or Gin has you attempting to stop Ichigo and his friends from succeeding.
What I could do is, like, bring the characters up when I mention them, so Ichigo or one of his ridiculous friends, that I could just add people from other anime that look like his friends. Or I can get a guy with a red mop on his head. Definitely ideas.
This mode has definitely been elaborated on. The caveat is that it no longer contains the brilliant what-if scenarios from the first game. Heat the Soul 2 is clearly built off the first game and reuses a lot of assets. Not a surprise considering this game came out merely 6 months after the first. At least in these 6 months they managed to upgrade the roster so there are now 12 characters in total rather than 6. From the original game we have Ichigo, Rukia, Orihime, Uryu, Chad and Renji. The new characters are Byakuya, Gin, Kisuke, Toshiro and a hidden unlockable character, Yoruichi. Well, there is one other unlockable character, but it's just the basic version of Ichigo that appeared in the first game.
I think the new Yakuza 7, Like a Dragon, or Ryoga Gotoku 7 in Japan, I think Yakuza 7 will be releasing at the same time or soon after the Japanese version, but I'm not entirely sure. I think the Japanese version is coming out February next year, so we might see the UK version around April, I think. Just guesswork, but yes, it's definitely coming next year. And so is the English version of the new Sakura Wars game, which is out in December in Japan.
But it's just the basic version of Ichigo that appeared in the first game. This is what we in the industry call a wasted slot.
I can put some emphasis on wasted slot. Actually, I know exactly how to do it. Where's my black video? Oh, I'm in the wrong folder. Where's my black video? Black video is the king of Adobe Premiere. It's so useful. Because I can do this. Speed duration 50%. And then I guess this.
Call
okay. Almost. We can actually maintain audio pitch. I'll get Jedi Fallen Order eventually.
In the first game.
Not
This
on my
is what we
list.
in the industry call a wasted slot. Slot. A wasted slot.
Ba, 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 da, ba, 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 ba.
The game's most...
Yeah, the reviews have been very positive for Jedi Fallen Order. Like, way better than I was expecting.
awful addition, without a doubt, is Gotai 13 mode. This takes upwards of 910 battles to complete, and is a massive unappreciative time sink. Luckily, there are passwords you can input to unlock everything. Or you could just download a save file. I certainly won't begrudge you for doing this. It's an unloving waste of effort. In fact, I'd probably judge you if you took the time and effort to do it properly. Oh, look at this guy wasting all his time on Gotai 13 mode. Oh, look at him. Yeah, if I'd known about cheat codes back then, I wouldn't have done it all myself, which I did. The unlockable cards continue to be a thing. It now takes 200 cards to unlock Block.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Games that are open and don't punish you for exploring.
Selection in that mode. The time spent on getting cards is, dare I admit it, justified. Unfortunately, it's still mostly the same guff, the same unlocks, the same art gallery, same sound test, and same crap.
I'm actually gonna drag this along a little bit. So it's more apparent
Justified.
what's going on.
Unfortunately, it's still mostly the same guff, the same unlocks, the same art.
Yeah, and slow it down a little bit.
Getting cards is, dare I admit it,
Like this.
justified. Unfortunately, it's still mostly the same guff, the same unlocks, the same art gallery, same.
Because you
sound
play this
test and
game
same
by
crap we had in
tilting the
first game.
PSP
In one
and playing
sense,
it
Heat the Soul
vertical.
2 should have been the first game released, as the content
Which
we
I
have
explained
here
in the
merely
first
patches
episode
a
of,
few holes in the first game.
What is it,
But
episode
then again,
53?
if you were a fan of the show,
Sushi Bites?
You'd have lapped this all up, no hesitation, like I did. As with the first game, the main obstruction
Beep,
is the
beep.
story mode.
What's the time?
If you've watched the show, you
8
have a
o'clock.
rough idea what's happening in the story, so it won't really
It's
be
alright,
an
I can
issue.
still go a little bit longer.
Besides that, a little menu memorization and you're golden, as yet again a large chunk of the game's menus are already in English. Despite how easy it is to pick up and play,
I feel like there's a lot of not happening here.
is the story mode. If you've watched the show, you have a rough idea what's happening in the story, so it won't really be an issue. Besides that, a little menu memorization.
Right. Yeah. There's a lot of not happening, so let's cut that out for something more interesting. I've got some Heat the Soul 2 footage we can just scrub through for something.
Besides that, a little menu memorization and you're golden,
Oh,
as
you have
yet
to scale up.
again a large chunk of the game's menus are already in English. Despite how easy it is to pick up and play, I think, again, this is a game for the Serious Series.
The Serious Series fans.
Fans only. All I need to say to fans of the series is,
Bang.
are already in English, despite
Action
how
shot.
easy it is to pick up and play.
Such as fitting game capture to full screen and putting colour behind an image. Well, there you go. The sort of methods I use.
I think, again, this is a game for the Serious Series fans only. All I need to say to fans of the series is, Yoruichi makes her playable debut, and she's overpowered.
There's like a gap here.
And she's overpowered.
Space.
Just like in Bleach.
I feel like I was going for some sort of emphasis here that's not necessary. When you edit deep like I do, this starts to get really messy.
Yoruichi makes her playable debut, and she's overpowered. Just
Right, and we do a fade out here, don't we? Do an audio transition. I'm going to end this 1 frame early so I can do a proper fade out on it. Because otherwise, Premiere will try to make me fade into the next clip. And I don't want to do that. So I'll actually end it 1 frame early. So that I can do a fade out. Because the clips are next to each other.
What I need to say to fans of the series is... Yoruichi makes her playable debut. And she's overpowered. Just like in Bleach GC. That's reason enough to play, right? It's a mostly disappointing retread of the first, but if you were looking for a good polished entry to jump in and try, this is better than starting off at the beginning, but the third entry in this series is even better. And
when I say and she's overpowered,
and she's overpowered,
Yoruichi-san makes her playable debut. All we really need is her on the character select screen here, isn't it? How much character select screen footage of Yoruichi do I have? Okay, so I'm just going to set this to about 60% speed so it fits. And then I can cut straight into and she's overpowered. Yeah, this works.
To say to fans of the series is Yoruichi makes her playable debut, and she's overpowered, just like in Bleach GC. That's reason enough to play, right? It's a mostly disappointing retread of the first, but if you were looking for a good polished entry to jump in and try, this is better than starting off at the beginning, but the third entry in this series is even better, and the perfect jumping in point for new players. With almost a whole year between the last entry...
Right, I need to make some sort of transition here, and again, Black Video is the king of transitions. Let's use Black Video to get me some space.
Perfect jumping in point for new players.
Right, I'm going to do a nice long fade out here, because we're discussing a different game. So a nice long fade out
for new players.
Because for all the other instances of music, I've used the start of the music. Have you thought about doing movie reviews on your own, old and new? I've thought about it. I haven't got round to it yet, but this is the channel it would be done on. I definitely have plans to do movie reviews at some point. There we go. Right. Constant power. And gameplay footage of Heat the Soul 3 will go here.
With almost a whole year. With almost a whole...
Can drag this back a little bit and do the transition here.
With almost a whole year between the last entry and this...
Yeah, okay. So I just need to fill this with some varied gameplay. It's a long intro. But it will flow. When the episode is out, it will flow. So it might look bad now, but trust me, I know where I'm going with this. I can use footage from Karakura Heroes Muck, because I got a lot of gameplay footage here that I can use. I need a clip where I need a clip where Mama said knock you out. Don't I kill him with my special in this fight? No. Yes, I do. Perfect. And then we need another nice long battle win. Bang. Body slam on the ground. Then I can do a dip. A dip to black. Video transition. It's not letting me do a dip to black. So out comes our good friend and trusted ally, Black Video. Black Video is your friend. Well, he's my friend. Black Video is my friend. With almost a whole... Yeah. Boom! That's just a glitch in Premiere when you're previewing. It doesn't happen when you render. I'm going to bring the vocals up just a little bit. With almost a whole year between the last... Just adjust gain by 3 decibels. Not too much. Last entry and this one. The amount of new content just to make the voice stand out just a little bit more. Heat the Soul 3 has I do most of that by ear. 34 playable characters, a batch of new arenas, and a slew of new modes, including Soul Road and the fan-pleasing Karakura Heroes Muck. Overall, this selection of playable characters is staggering. Everyone from the first 2 games returns, plus a whole bunch more. All of the captains are playable, and a gaggle of their lieutenants enter the fray too. There are some far-out inclusions, such as Nemu Kurotsuchi and Yachiru Kusajishi, who were probably included just because they're fan favourites. Also worth noting is the appearance of Ulquiorra Schiffer as an unlockable character, who was a fresh addition to the story at the time. This huge roster would only expand further as the series continued. With most of the game's core content being the same, it makes sense just to talk about the game's other modes. When I mentioned Bleach Heat the Soul 3, should I show its box? Sometimes I just have a thought and I have to go back 30 seconds. With almost a whole year between the last entry and this one, the amount of new content is astounding. Heat the Soul 3. Well, I mean, I'm showing Heat the Soul 3, so I don't really need to do it. Why has that been preying on my mind for the past 30 seconds? Do I even have Heat the Soul 3's box in here? Heat the Soul 2... No! No, I don't. then fuck it.
Selection of playable characters is
I don't need to.
content being the same, it makes sense just to talk about the game's other modes, you know, outside of arcade mode, survival mode, training, etc. This game's gimmicky exclusive mode is Soul Road, and it has you pick a character of choice and a support buddy. The buddy character talks to you at seemingly random intervals, and you answer their questions. Answer correctly and you earn loads of trust points, which can be traded in to unlock new stuff.
I don't think
like
that's
more
a correct
characters,
question.
outfits, or support buddies.
I don't think that's the correct
The
answer.
support feature is a good idea when implemented in battle, as your partner character can be used to incapacitate your opponent or temporarily recover your health or spirit powers. It's one of the genuine improvements in Heat the Soul 3 that makes the fighting flow even better than before. Next mode I'd like to talk about is Mission Battle, in which various moments from the show are fought out in the palms of your hands. It's this game's story mode. While the missions start as far back as training with Urahara to recover Ichigo's Shinigami powers, it goes on about as far as the end of the Rescue arc, providing the largest story mode so far. Of course, it's still only up
This
to the
bit's a bit
Rescue
dry,
arc.
isn't it?
If you were looking for anything to do with the Arrancar invasion, you're shit out of luck. Each stage in Mission Battle starts with a text briefing, and then an in-game cutscene, followed by a battle. Once the battle is over, you get a full motion video scene stripped straight from the show. Each battle has a special win condition. For example, Mission 2 will only end when you inflict a final blow with the Getsuga Tensho technique. Mission Battle gets increasingly more difficult, and before long you'll be shedding hair trying to understand the win criteria. My recommendation is to grab a guide that spells it out for you. There are plenty online if you know where to look. While the gallery and cards return, they can now be purchased at the item shop. Instead of having to unlock things through collecting cards, you could just buy the things you want outright with the points you earn. So yeah,
The audio clip isn't going to be long enough.
it spells it out for you. There are plenty.
Yo, welcome, Draven. So what I'm thinking is, I make the clip long enough. Right now. By muting
Yeah, but
so I can hear what's going on. That maybe? Yeah!
Is to grab a guide that spells it out for you.
Boom, boom,
There are
boom!
plenty online if you know where to
Clean
look.
cut!
While the gallery and cards return, they can now be purchased at the item shop. Instead of having to unlock things
Clean
through
audio.
collecting cards, you could just buy the things you want outright with the points you earn. So yeah, besides the other modes like
You'd have to really be listening to notice that. Ah, yeah. I will take it. You'd have to really be listening to catch that. Oh, hey, Dravian potatoes. Is this more burrito sushi bitos? Yes. It is.
Oh.
One of my guilty pleasures. Well, there's nothing guilty about liking Bleach. Yeah, I said it. Bleach was huge when I was a teenager. Around 15. That's when Bleach was booming. There was nothing but praise for this monumental piece of Japanese fiction. A powerhouse that continues to rack up insane amounts of viewers worldwide.
At least it would if it wasn't cancelled, lol.
Around this time, Bleach Heat the Soul 2 came along. This is where I was introduced to the game series, because this was the first Heat the Soul game, or Bleach game, that I had played. Bleach Heat the Soul 2 got me really invested in Bleach even more. I was watching the show religiously. I even listened to the soundtracks and character CDs on loop. I got caught up in reading all the fan theories on the internet, most of which turned out to be garbage. And this game, Heat the Soul 2, was slap bang in the middle of the whole experience. If I could revisit a year, it would be 2005. What a time to be a goddamn teenager.
I don't want to spoil the whole thing for you. It's been an episode by committee. For example, the whole... let's see which... this bit here was an idea by committee.
Insane amounts of viewers worldwide.
At least it would if it wasn't cancelled, lol.
This was a by committee joke. The bottle of Domestos.
About liking Bleach. Yeah, I said it.
That was episode by community.
On their quest to rescue the weak and useless, feeble, pathetic waifu, Rukia Kuchiki. Meanwhile,
Troll faces were such a part of the internet at the time. Well, a little bit before troll faces, but yeah. It's more like, this script is from like 5 years ago, and I recorded it without changing it. So I realized there was a mistake. So I decided to change it, and it was like, why don't you use a troll face? It's like, perfect!
Used to rack up insane amounts of viewers worldwide.
At least it would if it wasn't cancelled, lol.
Around...
Man.
With almost a whole year between the last entry and this one, the amount of new content is astounding. Heat the Soul 3 has a combined 34 playable characters.
34! I still can't get over how many characters this game series continued to add. It was something stupid like 50-something at the end. For a fighting game on PSP that's 3D modeled characters, that's pretty amazing. They started adding in characters from the movies. And I think Bleach Heat the Soul 7 might have had some DLC as well, so... Welcome back, Matsu. Yeah, a lot of characters in this series. Even at this point, with character count in the 30s, I'm pretty impressed. But it just gets more and more and more and more and more ridiculous as it goes on. And there's the soul types and tag combos and things that they added in the later games. That if they hadn't added those things in, the game would have been even better, I think. Bleach Heat the Soul 3 is definitely like the last pure Bleach fighting game.
Overall, this selection of playable characters is staggering. Everyone from the first two games returns, plus a whole bunch more. All of the captains are playable, and a gaggle of their lieutenants enter the fray too. There are some far-out inclusions, such as Nemu Kurotsuchi and Yachiru Kusajishi, who were probably
pushing her away.
included just because they're fan favorites. Also worth
online multiplayer, no, but 6 and 7 would have supported Ad Hoc Party, so you'd be able to play Ad Hoc multiplayer over the internet using the Sony Ad Hoc Party program on PS Vita. It wouldn't have been perfect, but it still would have been a form of online multiplayer. But no, the games only really had local multiplayer. But on Vita, you could play local multiplayer online for PSP titles. The netcode wasn't very good, but that's because they weren't designed to be played that way. But you could. But no, not like native online multiplayer, no. My week off school has been fueled by South Park and new Call of Duty. Well, there are worse things you can spend your time doing.
appearance of Ulquiorra Schiffer as an
I want to make an adjustment to... Hello? Audio clip? Where's my editing? Where's my effects? No, where's my... Fuck, which one is it? So I've lost something here. Lost something here. Events. No. But what is it I've lost? I'm racking my brains over what it is I've lost. Data program monitor project, source monitor, online title actions, title tools, title properties, extensions. Effect controls. There we go. How did I manage to lose my effect controls? Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. I can't believe you've... Oh, fuck. I can't believe you've done this. Oh, Premiere is... This program is awful, by the way. This program is awful. Right, I see what's happened. This I can do. Right, okay. This is a bit more like it. Oh, man. Okay.
Ulquiorra Schiffer as an...
I want to adjust the percentage to the speed to which it reaches, like, threshold. Because, it looks fucking awful. I'm doing it way too fast. All it needs to do is reach 0 to get that effect. If I do it like that, now it really looks like he's going through a, like, portal.
Ulquiorra Schiffer as an unlockable character who was a fresh addition to the story at the time. This huge roster...
He's, like, stepping through the portal. It's kind of the reason for that effect. It's a bit silly, but fuck it. All of these have silly
Is
effects. Like
staggering.
these guys,
Everyone
these
from
first
the
guys
first
are going
two
to pop
games
up
returns,
and then walk
plus
off.
a whole bunch more.
Then the next
All
three,
of the
they like come in
captains
from the
are
side,
playable, and a
they like
gaggle of
pop
their
up and walk
lieutenants
off. Then the
enter
next one's
fray too.
rotate
There
in
are some
from the
far-out
side,
inclusions, such as Nemu Kurotsuchi and Yachiru
and then
Kusajishi,
pushing her away.
who are probably included
Like the fancy effect
is
is
the
just
appearance
like,
of
just
Ulquiorra
more of that
Schiffer
same nonsense.
as an unlockable character, who was a fresh addition to the story at the time.
It's like,
The series continued.
it'll do.
With most of the game's core content being the same, it makes sense just to talk about the game's other modes, you know, outside of arcade mode, survival mode, training, etc. This game's gimmicky exclusive mode is Soul Road, and it has you pick a character of choice and a support buddy. The buddy character talks to you at seemingly random intervals, and you answer their questions. Answer correctly and you earn loads of trust points, which can be traded in to unlock new stuff, like more characters, outfits, or support buddies. The support feature is a good idea when implemented in battle, as your partner character can be used to incapacitate your opponent or temporarily recover your health or spirit powers. It's one of the genuine improvements in Heat the Soul 3 that makes the fighting flow even better than before. Next mode I'd like to talk about is Mission
Nice to meet you. I will beat you.
Battle, in which various moments from the show are fought out in the palms of your hands. It's this game's story mode. While the missions start as fun,
Grr, my right AirPod is quieter than my right one. Nani?
far back as training with Urahara to recover Ichigo's Shinigami powers, it goes on about as far as the end of the rescue arc, providing the largest story mode so far.
My right AirPod is quieter than my left one. Or your left AirPod is quieter than your right one.
You're shit out of luck.
You're shit out of luck.
You're shit out of luck. You're shit out of luck. You're shit out of luck. You're shit out of luck. Each stage in Mission Battle starts with a text briefing, and then an in-game cutscene, followed by a battle. Once the battle is over, you get a full-motion video scene stripped straight from the show. Each battle has a special win condition. For example,
We need to make an ERB soundboard. Shit out of luck. Shit out of luck. Fuck off!
Mission Battle gets increasingly more difficult, and before long you'll be shedding hair trying to understand the win criteria. My recommendation is to grab a guide that spells it out for you. There are plenty online if you know where to look. While the gallery and cards return, they can now be purchased at the item shop. Instead of having to unlock things through collecting cards, you could just buy the things you want outright with the points you earn. So yeah, besides the other modes like versus CPU, training, there isn't really all that much to this game that isn't in the others. Well, there is one pretty neat secret, and that's the previously aforementioned Karakura Heroes Mark. This is a story-driven bonus mode with its own unique plot and animated cutscenes. It tells
This mode
an
is so
enjoyable
good.
what-if story
I
about
enjoyed playing it at the start of this stream for video capture.
how Don Kanonji, spirit medium extraordinaire, recruits death gods to help with this television show. This mode is a nice treat for series fans and thoroughly entertaining.
Right, okay, I see what's going on here. This has managed to get out of sync with this. This is why we check these things. Check these things, check these things. This is why we check these things. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. There might be an emulator for it, but I can't vouch for its quality. Systems that we don't really know the inner workings for are really hard to make emulators for. No, don't open Paint. I don't need Paint right now. Right. We need a rising constant power. Q. And then rising constant power should do it.
For a hero's mark. This secret, and that's the previously aforementioned Karakura Hero's Mark. This is a story-driven bonus mode.
Yeah, again, you'd have to really be listening to
animated
spot that.
cutscenes.
Good.
It tells an
ERB Compuber get
enjoyable
virus.
what-if story.
I'm very
about how
careful
Don
about the
Kanonji,
sites I visit.
Spirit medium extraordinaire, recruits Death
ERB
Gods
Combuber
to help
have
with this
mind of its
television
own.
show.
No,
This
it doesn't.
mode is a nice treat for series
I
fans
clicked
and
paint by
thoroughly
accident.
entertaining.
Do 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 do.
You can get through this game and unlock everything with a guide or a bit of trial and error, but with questions and mission criteria in Japanese, not knowing
ERB only visit reputable hentai game piracy websites. We don't say the P word.
the language will really hinder your likelihood of enjoying the game. This is definitely the entry to start at if you're looking to see what Bleach Heat the Soul is all about. This is before the game was inundated with different soul types, tag combos, and character transformations, and therefore a wonderful place for players new to the series to start.
Right. Here is where I'm putting in the clip of the 3 game boxes. This is the one bit I can't do right now. No one here is involved in the P word, hence the stuck out tongue, of course. Of course.
Character transformations, and therefore a wonderful place for players new to the series to start.
ERB is careful on the internet. ERB uses NordVPN. Use NordVPN. Get NordVPN 30% off with code SushiBytes. Shoi. I would love to be sponsored, but I would need to be sure that my viewers are okay with that before I go ahead
To
and do it.
recommend any of these Heat the Soul games to PSP
I wouldn't be
collectors
one of these creators that just goes ahead and accepts a sponsorship and doesn't, like, post a message to the fans like, is this all right?
without a moment's hesitation, and also to Bleach series fans.
Right, so here's the clean
Owning
cut.
any of the first 3 Heat the Soul games is easy considering their low price on the second-hand import market, and the sheer number of copies out there. If you're collecting PSP games, it's a no-brainer. Get the Bleach games. They're fun to collect, and they're fun to play. This has been Sushi Bites. Thanks for watching.
Like I say, keep Sushi Bites advert and corporate free. That's important. No meddling in Sushi Bites. That's very important. So long as there's Patreon and YouTube sponsorship, I would never need to allow a corporate in. That remix is from DJ Hero. yes, I have the Maniac tier. There's 3 tiers of YouTube sponsorship. There's the supporter tier, the member tier, and the Maniac tier. The sponsor tier is 99 pence. The member tier is £4.99 or whatever the regional equivalent YouTube has decided. And the Maniac tier is $49.99. Yeah. But of course, I would never expect anybody to pay that. Ever. Nor would I really want them to. There are better things to spend your money on, like charities and shit. That's pretty lucky. $4.99 CAD is a hell of a lot cheaper than $4.99 Great British Pound.
Watch your step.
Ah, Bleach. One of my guilty pleasures. Well, there's nothing guilty about liking Bleach. Yeah,
Oh,
I
the
said
creative
it.
juices
Bleach was
would
huge
follow.
when I
Absolutely.
was a teenager. Around 15. That's when Bleach was booming. There was
That's when Bleach was baby booming. Whoa, 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 whoa. There used to be a scrub feature in Premiere, and you could scrub backwards in your video, and it would play the video backwards. I used to do that for fun, but that feature hasn't been in Premiere for like 6 versions, and I miss it. If CAD and GBP really were equal, there would be some problems.
this series is even better.
Yeah,
And the perfect
absolutely.
jumping in point for new players.
Great idea, mate. A lot of the tracks on the Heat the Soul soundtrack, like, have these long intros that you
With
can
almost a whole
utilize in video editing. It's really, really super cool that the composer of these game soundtracks had, like, these long intros on all the tracks. Fuck knows why. It just must be like an auteuristic element of their music composition.
Bunch more. All of the captain.
Basically, all this is missing is the clip of the 3 games. I don't really need that, do I? I could get an episode finished tonight, out to members tonight, and then released properly next week. Yeah, alright. Members will get it tonight. Let's do that. Let's forget about the clip of the 3 game boxes.
Any of the first
Right.
tag combos and character transformation.
Yeah, no need to do more than I need to. Plus, I can support the sponsors by releasing it now. If I release it as an unlisted, then that means I can send it to the people on Patreon as well. They won't click the link and then it says you must become a member on YouTube to view it. I'm thinking before the end of the year getting rid of the Patreon and just using the YouTube membership. Like, reverting my Patreon account back to just a patron. Because the YouTube membership feature has, like, everything under the hood. The YouTube membership feature, I get paid when a threshold is met. The money goes straight into my account. The members on YouTube get badges, emotes. They get member-only videos. It makes sense to like get rid of the Patreon and put it all in the YouTube membership. Now I know there's a lot of people who don't feel like giving money through YouTube, and that might put them off supporting me, and in which case, you know, I appreciate that's the case. And if you can't support me, you don't have to, even if you want to, and you're not able to, you shouldn't feel bad about it. So I think I'm gonna get rid of the Patreon before the end of the year, phase it out, and just stick with the YouTube memberships. Because just like everything fits under the YouTube membership, everything's there. All the functionality is there. And I can set a video to member only, and I don't have to worry about setting it to unlisted for Patreon. It's just an idea. If I say I'm looking to close the Patreon and the unanimous reaction is no, don't do it, then I won't close it. But I don't know, I've heard horror stories about Patreon as a site. I look forward to a day where, using online ledgers like in cryptocurrency, we can just directly support the people we like without needing to go through YouTube who takes a cut. I agree. But I'm also using their service to supply my video content, so it swings around
different
about.
soul types, tag combos, and character transformations. And therefore a wonderful place for players and character transformations.
Like I thought, that's just a glitch in
For
Premiere.
players new to the series to start. I can recommend any of these Heat the Soul games.
Yeah, that's throwing me off. Not having source on this one is throwing me off. There we go. It's back to normal now. Can't let this song play because it's copyrighted. Da 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 fucking copyright. Da 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 da. Then you take a massive shite, and then you know you'll feel real good. Da 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 da. Fitayo.
And therefore a wonderful place for players new to
Or my own website, because setting up a real-time media protocol doesn't seem too complicated. I mean, Matzo knows how to
the
do
series to start. I can recommend any
Oh yeah, of course. That's staggered over 2 clips. Right.
likelihood of enjoying the game. This is definitely the entry to start at. Likelihood of enjoying the game. This is definitely the entry to start at if you're looking to see what Bleach Heat the Soul is all about. This is before the game was inundated with different soul types, tag combos, and character transformations. And therefore a wonderful place for players new to the series to start. I can recommend any of these Heat the Soul games to PSP collectors without a moment's hesitation. I can recommend any.
Such a sudden transition in this opening FMV. Isn't it?
New to the series to start. I can recommend
Blood
any
Rage.
of these Heat the Soul games. New to the series to start. I can recommend any of these Heat the Soul games to PSP collectors without a moment's hesitation, and also to Bleach series fans. Owning any of the first 3 Heat the Soul games is easy considering their low price on the second-hand import market, and the sheer number of copies out there. If
Well, I know about Thanks Killing, but that one's sort of like a cult classic. I'm going to use this to do it cleanly.
Get the Bleach games.
Because I can do this. Said I can do this. How long is... like, how far zoomed in am I? Fuck. Okay. This should be cleaner now.
Players new to the series to start. I can recommend any of these Heat the Soul games to PSP collectors without a moment's hesitation, and also to Bleach series fans. Owning any of the first 3 Heat the Soul games is easy considering their low price on the second-hand import market, and the sheer number of copies out there. If you're collecting PSP games, it's a no-brainer. Get the Bleach games. They're fun to collect, and they're fun to play. This has been Sushi Bites. Thanks for watching.
Oh, clean! 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 Boy! You might think I'm playing up for the camera, but this is how I react when I'm not streaming and I'm editing. I just do this to myself the whole time. Just saying stupid things to myself while I'm editing. So this is not unusual. Save! Let's have some fun. Nothing is working! I've got to do this and it's broken everything. Undo. I'm like, wouldn't it be funny if I set all the vocals to reversed? No. That broke it. We'll set one to reversed.
Watch your step.
although we missed my money, sneak a carrot, snick it so however. A chef seen I to see who's naming said the seer of me tons with him, so shield no sad. Need 5th hour. I need to so on was do so shield. RSI. Shield Nickel basically me tons of those shall be like no shield. But
At least it would if it wasn't cancelled, LOL.
Okay. Enough fucking around. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure this is done. I'm pretty sure this is done. Alright, I'm going to stop streaming now. I'm going to do one watch through of this on Premiere to check that it's done, and then the video might even go up tonight for members. How's that? If you want to see it first, become a member on YouTube, I guess. Okay, I'm going to do the official outro then. This was only going to be a stream where I captured the footage I needed, but I managed to do that within, like, under an hour. So then we started editing. Okay. Do the official sign-off. Well, then you'll see it next week. Yeah, you'll see it... Let's make it Thursday next week. Let's make it after my awful work day on Thursday next week. That's a plan. Okay. Until next time, if we live that long. I beg your fucking pardon? You mean I didn't make this change? You mean I didn't fix this one? Okay, apparently I didn't fix this one. I can't stop now. I'm gonna be for everything. I can't stop now. Yeah, 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 yeah. Now that I've found something to focus on, I can't give it up. I just want more. Where are we? Desktop ERB. No. I guess I will have to, I will have to sort that out later. Alright.